A parent recently asked me a very painful but very important question, Mutswadi. So these are some of those questions that already are very, very important, very sensitive. And in fact, we even try to avoid them. We even try to even communicate because they are so sensitive in a way how you try to question certain things about yourself as a parent, about how you were raised, also about how you raised your children, also about how our education system actually, if it's working or if it's not working. So we become so emotional, we can become so sensitive when we're supposed to answer this type of questions. So the question was simply, why are so many young people unemployed, not studying, and not even trying? Some of them are not even trying. It's like they gave up, they failed to get help, or they are hopeless. So we have some statistics that already are not looking good, which is some of the question is very critical. Why only 13% of our children have got access to tertiary education? The first answer to that one is limited university and TVET capacity. Our universities and our TVET can only accommodate a very few number of students and young people. When Minister of Higher Education, and I explain now, even Minister of Basic Education, they explain the same thing. We've got a lot of matric writing exams, but only a few that universities and colleges can accommodate. So that's the first problem here in Leona. The other one is financial barriers. Not all the children has got access to funds. Thanks to the NSFAS to help our children access their university. Another one is academic readiness gaps. The gap, academically, the reality and the access to university is quite big, in terms of their results, their performance in school. We know how universities, for one or again universities, so for them, others, they actually give up before even the final exam. They just go and write the final exam with the hope they are about to pass. But then preparation, you realize, they are not ready. They were not ready to write that exam. So there's a lot of challenges around that. In fact, it's quite big. It's something that we can talk about some other time. But academic readiness gaps, there's a big gap between in terms of their academic readiness. So another one, many qualify on paper but not in reality. In paper, when they write exams, but when they reach the reality, now reality because they were never prepared for the reality of life, the real work, the real world of work. They were never prepared for the character whenever they have to, whenever Baba employed. There's a lot of other things we can cover, but that will make this video even long. So the system was never designed for everyone, and pretending otherwise creates false hope. So the system was never designed for everyone. Unfortunately, the system in education was never really prepared for anyone. It's like one goal for all. When you've got one goal for all, you've got too many children. They are very different, very unique, with a lot of different interests, different passion, different values. But the goal is one. The goal is just to pass the matric. But some of them, they don't really even understand why do they have to go through that pain, because they don't really understand the promised land. How does the promised land look like? Why do they have to go through the pain when they don't even know what's waiting for them on the other side? This is something that we have to do to clarify that at an early stage. So they just pretend, and that a false hope to say no, we are okay, but in the actual fact they are not okay. All right. So another one key, why the NEET rate is so high. The NEET rate, remember, they are not in education, they are not in any kind of training, they are also not in any type of employment. So school to work gap, there's a thing called school to work gap. the gap ya bona ya skolo between skolo and the work is quite big. They were only prepared to write the exam by pass metric, but the gap, how do they prepare themselves for the real work, that has never been touched. So very, very important. So school prepares them to pass, but not ready to participate in the real world. So most school systems are designed around exams, subject, compliance, and theory. What do they not? But what they were not prepared for is actually how the work. How work actually works, how value is created, and how income is actually earned. And so this one go how to be useful in a real environment. But they don't know how to be useful, Every now and then we have to prompt theory. Wanaka, do this, don't do that, do that. So they are always waiting for some kind of an instruction. How when something is like in your wrong or interested, because now they were never taught this type of things. They were never taught to think on their own. They are always waiting for the instruction. Teacher must always come and tell them what to do. Waiting for that instruction. So, when something is wrong, because until that is wrong. So we have to try and address this thing as early as possible. So youth leave school with certificate, but no context for the real world. Yes. The paper on its own is no longer that strong. Yes, it's still important. In South Africa, certificate is to prove you know something, But unfortunately, the real world does not only rely on the certificate. It needs more than that. It needs value, it needs discipline, it needs skills, it needs somebody with the right mindset, somebody with the right attitude. There's a lot of things we have to look at. So there's no bridge between education and reality. That's another one. So no guidance after matric. I must say, they are very involved. In fact, too, so they find them mentors, they find them coaches, they find them people that they can help out. But not all the parents they are there, from all the way. Because those things are very, very important. Very, very important. Our role is very, very critical. So that's why connection before correction. Let's build a connection with Banabaruna so that they can listen to us, so that they can believe in us, believe in a good example in their lives. All right. So yes, no guidance after matric. Another one, skills mismatch. They've got skills sometimes they are not matching their values. They are not matching their character, the things that they want, their goal. Because sometimes you teach somebody a skill, is actually irrelevant to their goal, whatever they want to achieve. Repeated rejection breaks confidence, and the rejection that they always get whenever they are trying to do something. Ways like failing. Wanaka is a failure. Wanaka is she's or he's somebody who's dumb, idiot, stupid. All those type of words they break the confidence of one. Example again, Wanaka failure subject that one or a failure. Sometimes you fail a subject is a two. About failure, let's say fail the critical subject like your home language. Then what failure. And then in the ways that you're gonna after that, after more, the affect on one confidence side very, very seriously. Because Kaika conclude hori ki a failure. So you wanna say so after rejection, many youth don't stop trying, they stop believing. It doesn't only it doesn't only affect them trying, but it affects them to believe or they can still do it, they can still rise. And make it again. So why hopelessness is rising? So Banabaruna, they are losing hope because of delayed adulthood, because they remain children. They remain bana, even Hangwana said now they must it's time for them to take responsibility, be disciplined, but we keep on delaying they are entering into an adulthood. So we must make sure that we prepare them for the real world. Nice, too nice, and sometimes we must apply that hard love, tough love. We mix tough love and the real connection so that e be batho ba strong, e be batho ba tsebang hore the real world is ha tlo tsheya le bona. Unfortunately, dependency, shame, ba bana le shame ya hore they are relying and depending on parents forever. So you don't want that. O le motswadi, somehow batla ngwana hao a be independent, a ikemele, a iketsetse bophelo. Also feeling left behind. These are things that already cause ba be hopeless, because baban they feel left behind. Ngwana repeat a subject, repeat a slim, or repeat a grade, but now ya confidence at the same time we feel are left behind, because now banning ale kana le bona, banning baleng ale classing ho bona ba se ba le kapele ho yena. Those things they will affect no visible pathway forward. Ha kgone bona na vision ha e jwang, what is it tailoring in future a ka achieve immediately, because they don't have that. So hopelessness is not laziness, it's confusion without direction. We need to make sure that we clear the confusion as early as possible and give them direction. Another one key, what youth are actually hoping for. King Elo Banabana they are hoping for. The first one, if they are hoping to matter, babata or feel like they are important. Anyone, this is a part of the need for significance. Everyone wants to feel significant. For them to have hope, they must feel like they're important. Okay, they still matter. To feel useful, they also want to feel useful. They also want to earn with dignity. Nobody wants to work and then they're making an effort, but they're not being rewarded for it. So we must teach them all these things. And also to disappoint their parents. They want to stop disappointing their parents. Very, very important that we address these things. So what parents can do. Now let's talk about me and you. Now what is that we can do to help these young ones? Number one is to stop pushing careers. We must stop push it into direction career. It's about when the world has changed, when you don't even understand what they want deep inside. Talk about search for inner self. We must start building clarity. We may have to make sure that this is the reason why when I work with your child, we start with the assessment first so that we get clarity. Maybe clear. Invest in preparation, not pressure. Let's not put pressure on them, but we must help them. We'd rather invest in preparation. By that I mean give them all the resources and the tools that they need, especially that are needed in today's world. I'm talking soft skills, I'm talking building the right character, their attitude. We look at the foundation. That foundation, we must go back to it and make sure we look at their passion, their interest, the things that are very important to them, their values, the mindset, the emotions. How do they control their emotions? How do their attitude towards the past, their attitude towards the present, and their attitude towards the future. Very, very important that you address those things. Mindset, are they having a growth mindset or are they having a fixed mindset? We must look at those things. Emotional intelligence, how do they deal with, how do they feel? If somebody amubuisa hampick up or amubully out, how do they deal with those things emotionally? So okay, because these things they affect the whole. That's chapter 7 of my book, the emotions. Right. So replace shouting with a structure instead of because I know sometimes we get emotionally, sometimes we lose it, we shout, we explode, but we'd rather replace that shouting with a structure. Move the plan, move your view, her or his own view. Now, so then let's look at it. Then let's design some kind of a structure. Let's design some kind of a plan going forward. And what youth can do as well. The thing that you can also do is first build discipline before motivation. Motivation is I can motivate you as much as I want, but if I don't help you to build discipline, that motivation is soon or later going to fade away. It's like a primer stove. Primer stove. Before na le bo mitlakase ina ne re sebisa parafina go wa pompa primer stove ina kai nene ya block a unong ke na le timo we gohle itswe ha itsa o light o bone mollo buf o lighta and then ka morana ka etsa la ntwena na parafina ntlomo na le ditshila ka re e block mane ka phoetsa le ho parafini fele o tla bona mollo o thowa hape. So motivation is like that. We need to give them a plan. We need to give them the resources and the tools that they need, not just to motivate them. So also youth must also learn skills before chasing income. Very, very important that they learn the skills, especially the soft skills. The soft skills, very, very important because they help them with their own character. They understand their character. They understand who they are, their capability, their abilities, their mindset, their emotions. They understand that. If they understand that, it's gonna be easy even whenever they start earning income. They know how but okay, gratitude. We must teach them to appreciate the little things, to appreciate life. The fact that they've got parents, the fact that they've got people around them, the fact that they've got oxygen to breathe, they've got water, they've got electricity. Those things are very, very important. They've got those things. They must appreciate those things. They've got friends, so we must teach them to appreciate the little things before they can even think. Because once they've got income and they understand their background, guy. So even the income right? Then focus on becoming paid people of value, which is something that we help the children with here at Lightfoot Academy. Those belo bastakile bophelong belong hore mhlomong wana ha example ha thola sekolo ona le ka ya sekolong ha thola sekolo mhlomong taba funding or the results ha dintle. Those are the people that we work with here at Lightfoot Academy. Youth elong hore bastakile, they need guidance, they need a plan. They don't know what to do anymore, or maybe say 2 years higher, maybe upasite last year mare higher. Gap year, but let's help our children to progress, because this gap year it's a basta ke ka hlong kelelo ya bona ya relax am hlakamya go a ithuta tsole pele. Unfortunately we thola a qala fatshe ntho tse ngata wa lebala, because remember they were taught to memorize things than to be creative. So memory elong hore was never important, was never linked to anything of importance. Eventually it will fade away because it was never important to them in the first place. So we have to help our children to become what they call paid people of value. Value, because value will always be followed by reward. Income will always follow value. If they provide value to the marketplace, they will always be rewarded for that. Just like Zig Ziglar Hanacho, if you help enough people to get whatever they want, you'll always get what you want. So that code, we must make sure by understanding, because not just a code, but it's a principle of life. All right. So this is exactly why I created the SSAP program, Student Success Accelerator Program, and not just to promise Banabarona Misebeti. This is not about promising them jobs, but it's about preparing young people for value. They must be able to create value. Value creation, very important. So this month, I have a premium intake. It is open for parents who are ready to act, who wants to start taking action. But we do high if I start to school, let's help them by something. If I to school, that's good. If not, that's good. But all do thing higher, Hana plan, we have a program here at Lightfoot Academy, Student Success Accelerator Program. It's a 6 months program. We teach Banabarona, they are providing value. They become paid people of value. Eventually, they get rewarded. We start assessing them, understanding a lot about them, understand their identity. Then we take through them the foundation step. Remember, we have a model that we use here, which is I call the career success pyramid. First level is foundation, second level is academic, third level is skills, and then the fourth level is career growth. So you need those 3 levels to be solid before we expect them to grow career-wise. So if this is something that you are interested in, simply send me a DM or visit my website, which is www.lightfootacademy.com, or you can just send me a DM or comment with light on this video, and then I'll make sure that I create a private chat with you. Just talk one-on-one, either via a WhatsApp call or a Zoom call or a video call, whichever you are comfortable with, so that we can see to someone how. I hope you got some value on this video. I know it was long, but I hope it was long and you got some value on it. So remember also to like this video, share it with other parents. Even if you know maybe when how are affected by this, but if you know somebody or are affected by these situations, please feel free to share this video with them, and also subscribe for more videos like this. On another video, and let's keep on lighting, making sure that we keep this light shining. So bye bye.